President Trump is picking his battles, and he is punting on Obamacare. He signaled that congressional Republicans would wait until after the 2020 elections to vote on a GOP replacement for Obamacare. He tweeted, "Everyone agrees that Obamacare doesn't work. Premiums and deductibles are far too high. Really bad health care. Even the Dems want to replace it, but with Medicare for All, which would cause 180 million Americans to lose their beloved private health insurance." That's what he tweeted yesterday. Rick, I mean, fact-checked. There were a series of 3 tweets. I pulled out the snippets. Yeah. But when you look at that kind of proposal, we don't see anything in the works necessarily. And we know that the Obamacare repeal failed epically
in 2017. Oh, you're kidding. There's nothing new in the works? You're kidding.
So is this something that clearly he's been probably getting a lot of pressure from some of his base to repeal, repeal, repeal? What's the status right now?
I don't think he has been getting pressure from his base to repeal Obamacare because they lost. I mean, the Republicans lost on this issue. They controlled Congress, and they could not do what they said they were going to do since Obamacare was passed in 2010. They couldn't do it. I mean, I think most Republicans realize this is just a losing issue for Republicans. Trump seems to be going on his own personal impulses here.
I was like, what was the trigger there?
Republicans in Congress are like, yo, shut up. Like, stop
bring that up
talking about
again.
health care. Don't remind everybody. Like,
this is with immigration.
Bad issue for us. Bad issue for us. That tortured Trump tweet you just read had all kinds of misapprehensions in there. The private healthcare system is not beloved. It works for some people, but some people are paying through the nose in the private system. Some are, but not everybody. Obamacare actually does work for people enrolled in the program who get subsidies. President Trump does not really know what he's talking about on healthcare. However, I'm not sure the Democrats have this problem solved either, because the main voters still say, they've said this consistently for years, top voter concern is health care. Its costs are too high. They're worried about losing coverage. Coverage is tied to a job, so if they would get laid off, they would lose their insurance. We still have big problems. Democrats have a lot of ideas, but no single one of those ideas has emerged yet.
Yeah, and universal health care, I think too many people just kind of scoff. It just sounds
That's why Democrats don't even want to use that name anymore.
I want to clarify terminology here. So universal health care, all that means is everybody in the country has coverage. It could be you're covered through an employer, you're covered through the whole range of systems. You can have private employer care, government backstop care, and you can have universal coverage. That's a worthy goal. We should have universal coverage.
Though that makes it sound like it's
single
easy
payer,
and
single payer is a different thing, which is where you say we have universal coverage and the government handles everything.
Pays for everything.
That is a totally different thing, and to some extent, single payer is the enemy of universal coverage because we're not far from universal coverage. We need to patch some gaps, and that's what this whole discussion's about.